Good morning. I've literally just got out of bed and I'm holding a crochet chicken. Just realised I'm holding a crochet chicken. It was hanging on the door, so it had to be moved because the kitchen renovation starts today. I'm going to flip the camera around because I want to do a bit of a before. I thought it would be a good idea to film a little before, even though really this isn't how our kitchen ordinarily looks. Because half the furniture's gone and it's in total disarray, but you'll get the idea. So we've got a before, so we can show you the after. So this is the dining area, and these doors are going to be changed. These doors are not really double doors. I don't know what's going on with them, but they have been completely bodged. They were here when we moved in and we've lived with them for long enough. So we're probably going to get bifold. But depending on the cost, we may end up going for French doors. Either way, they'll be proper doors. Table is given to us by my dad when they updated their kitchen years and years and years ago. Same with the sideboard here. Not much else to say about the dining area really, other than our light is fabulous. It was from BHS, may it rest in peace. Well, they're back online, aren't they?
They are, yes.
Good morning. It looks like you've got a halo with the light behind you.
I am an angel.
One of my favourite things is the shelves. So they're actually going to be staying, and they will be taking them down any minute because that wall is being plastered today. And the shelves are actually made from offcuts of oak. What do you call it? What's this stuff called? The stuff you have in kitchens? Worktop. Oak worktop, which we bought for our television unit, and these were all the offcuts which we just oiled, and I really like these open shelves, so they're definitely staying, but they've got to come down for a few days. And then this is the kitchen, so this is the important bit because this is what's completely changing. This was here when we moved in. Obviously we don't normally have bags of kitchen equipment and stuff from the gigantic cupboard here all over the kitchen because we've had to empty it. But yeah, you get the idea. So this is what it looks like. This is the layout. We're probably going to be replacing this plastic windowsill. And the window's new. We replaced that because the one that was there was just awful. Broken cooker. So this cooker won't be here anymore. This is all going to be storage, but we will have a hob. And then this area, we're going to have a built-in fridge, and then we're going to have a unit here with a eye-level oven in it. And so we're going to lose this bit of work surface, but I have other plans, so we're not worried about that. And we're going to get extra height cupboards, so they're going to be even higher. And then across here, this is one thing I am quite sad about, but it is practical because I love this clock and I love how it looks in the kitchen. But the cupboards are going to go all the way across because we're going to have a, what's it called down above the cooker?
Extractor fan.
Extractor fan. So I might find a home for the giant clock somewhere else because I do love it. And that is the before. Here's Dan before.
Before he takes all of his daily tablets.
Dan's having a bit of a flare up of your ulcerative colitis, aren't you, we think? Mm-hmm. Which isn't good. So I'm just going to show you what the living room currently looks like. Oh, I don't want to even look at it. Oh, no. I'm going to go and have a cup of tea. If ever there was a day for toast with lemon curd, today's that day. Mm. So I've got to take these shelves down. So all of the things that are here, I've cleared the windowsill, so I'm going to put all the plates here. It's only for a couple of days until the plastering's done, then we can put the shelves back up. Actually, we should ask Mark to leave the screws.
I'll just leave the screws in.
So that we know where they were, because I like the position. So I've cleaned the windowsill, cleared the windowsill. Let's go. hear the doorbell. You know what's in there, don't you?
Potatoes.
Close.
GoPro.
Yeah! Ah, it's my new GoPro. Come back with my GoPro. Oh, look what I bought to go on it. It's a floaty. It will never happen again. Here it is. The replacement GoPro. I'm just doing some cross stitch. Finished watching Rel over at the Dabbling Hook. Then I was watching Carissabeth at Crochet Cakes. And now I'm watching the lovely ladies Dominique and Marie at What Is The Answer. This was their podcast for about a week ago, but I'm catching up. I'm giving myself a bit of time off. So I went for the 10. I had a GoPro Hero 9. And I went for a 10 because the model before the 9 is an 8 and it doesn't have a forward facing screen, only back facing screen, whereas 9 and upwards have both forward and back, and because I use it for vlogging I need a forward facing screen as well. And the 10 is not quite the newest version, but it has a much more powerful processor and it can shoot in higher definition in photos and video, and the price really isn't that much different, just not much, because I've managed to get a really good offer. I also bought a couple of little protective items. I bought a floaty. It's got a bite mount with it, which means you can hold it in your mouth, but the bite mount comes with the floaty. It's only £5 more than buying the floaty on its own. It's going to be quite a chunky thing, but I'm not risking dropping another GoPro into a river. I also treated myself to a wrist strap, so I can have it on my hand or my wrist and keep it on me for when I want to film, and that might be a bit easier when paddleboarding rather than keeping it on the handheld thingy that I have already. So if you purposefully made a Ko-fi donation to when you felt sympathy for me when I dropped my GoPro to the bottom of the River Medway, or if you've made a donation in the last month or so, thank you very much, because some of that money has been used towards buying myself a replacement GoPro. We are back in action. Day one of the kitchen renovation is complete. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon, and this is what it looks like. So the first part is replace the wall. So he's going to do the plastering tomorrow. Hello, Phoebe. He's going to do finish off the wall tomorrow. So this isn't screwed in yet. So don't touch it, darling. It's not screwed in yet, because you might need to adjust it. But the good thing is, it's all going to be fire retardant and properly plastered on this side of the wall. But on the other side, inside the cupboard of doom, he's going to leave it at my request. So there won't be anything here. So we're going to have all of these little bits here, and if we want, we can fix some little lips maybe for keeping things in if we so wish. Things such as starch spray and lacquer, because every household needs lacquer. And you know, the little bits that you have, like the cat brush, you know, for getting for getting the fur, you know, getting lint brushes, things like that. Knick-knacks. Very excited about that. Phoebe's home from school.
Hello.
Day one is complete. I need to get online now and make sure that we know exactly what we're getting in terms of kitchen handles, because we've got to place the order for the kitchen now, and I can't remember what I've decided and what I haven't. It's really echoey in here. So I'm going to go and do that, and I've also got to start making decisions on paint colours. Hello. I have an addition in the bedroom. This is the unit that usually is in the kitchen, along with a load of kitchen stuff like the mixing bowl and other bits kitchen stuff. And I just stubbed my toe on the oak shelves that I showed you this morning, because I very stupidly put them just in the doorway. So I'm actually going to move them now whilst I think of it, because otherwise I'll just forget. And then I'll get in the bath and I'll come out and I'll stub my toe and it'll all go wrong. Hold on. Okay, that's done. I know, we've all been there, haven't we? We've been here a million times before when we've done every room in the house. The loft extension was the worst, I think. That was the most disruptive and the longest. The bathroom, that was quite difficult, but you don't really need to empty much out of a bathroom. And I think when we did like the carpets in here, that was very difficult. So we've just had a stir fry and it was lovely. So hopefully I've got nothing stuck in my teeth. And I'm going to have a bath. We've eaten quite early for us. It's 6:05. Phoebe normally eats quite early on a Tuesday because she eats before she goes to trampolining because she needs the energy. But we normally eat while she's there. But I want a bath. Lilia needs to get in a shower and wash her hair. We've all got a million and one things to do, and I just get it out the way early, quite frankly. So my bath is running, and I thought whilst it was running and whilst everyone is getting ready to do what they're doing next in the evening, I would have a quick chat to you about books, because I finished last night The Flutter by Beth O'Leary. And this is a book I got from a charity shop. It was a real bargain. I think it was it 50p or £2? I can't remember. And it was in really good condition. Not so good condition now that I've read it. Dan, when he reads books, you wouldn't know he's read them. Like, the spine is perfect, but I find that really difficult to do. But anyway, I have finished it and it was okay. Now, I want to be careful because it's hard with books sometimes, isn't it? Like, I might not have thought it was the best book ever and someone else might, but it's exactly like music. If I can't see what's in this that makes it the best book ever, then that's my loss and nobody else's. So it really is just my opinion on what I feel about the book. And I did enjoy it in parts. I just thought it was so slow. I thought it was too long for what it was. I had huge problems. If you know me at all, you will know that I had huge problems with the part of the story where they were strangers who agreed to share a bed. But they'd never met and they share a bed. So the girl, Izzy, has the bed for night time, something like 6 till 6. And the boy, Leon, has the bed the rest of the time, and then the girl has it for the weekends. No, just, I am so fussy about my bed and my bedding. Like, the very thought of not only sharing a bed with a stranger who you've never met, but not washing the sheets and sharing their bedding as well. It just, I mean, that took me a little while to get over in the story. And then there's talk throughout of this like scrubby old blanket that she picked up at a market or something. And I'm sure it was supposed to be like this really lovely cozy blanket, but in my mind it was just this knobbly, horrible, furry thing. So that made my skin go on edge a little bit, but that's just my personal issues. I'm really, really particular about bedding. It's got worse as I've got older as well. So there was that. Well, you know, but otherwise it's quite a cute idea, isn't it? And then there is a bit of a storyline going on with his brother and a court case and her friends and her previous relationship, which was quite, with a very controlling man, and her coming to terms with the, you know, accepting that that's what it was and so on. And those were all good things. But the story itself for me just fell a little flat. I didn't enjoy the chemistry between the characters. And at points I just didn't know, there's one bit where there's a bit of a misunderstanding between them, which just seemed to kind of be inserted in and didn't, I don't know, it just didn't seem to have any point to it. But I gave it a 3.75. Now I'm quite new to rating books with stars online. I do it in my little notebook for myself, and I need to sort of sort out in my mind what constitutes, what's the perfect 5-star, what are the feels and things that I need to get from a book for it to be a good 5-star, or a good 4.5 or a high 4. And this just didn't quite hit that 4, because 4 is a good score still, and it didn't quite hit it for me. So I enjoyed it. And I might read more of her stuff. I know she's got at least one other book, Beth O'Leary. I like that her style of writing was quite good. It's just the story, not for me. And then I immediately picked up, because I wasn't quite sleepy enough to switch off the light and go to sleep. So I just picked up the next book that was on the gigantic, one of the several gigantic piles that were on my bedside chest of drawers. And that was Get a Life, Chloe Brown, which I bought earlier this month in the 3 for £5 offer, I think it was, in the Works. Hang on a second, I'm just going to go and check my bath's not overflowing. No, we're okay. Got about another minute or two. So it's Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. I'd previously read, I think, the first 10 pages or so, I think when I was in the shop or when I just got home from the shop, and I was really excited to read this one. So I started this last night, but I am literally about 10 pages in still. So yeah, so that's the one I am now reading. I'm over halfway through Other Minds on audiobook, and I've also just borrowed from Libby, because I saw it and I thought, oh, I'm going to get that now, because so I'm racing ahead. Other Minds is a scientific fact book about octopuses, or the evolution of octopuses, and studies that have been done into octopuses, and it's really interesting, much more interesting than you might imagine. It's quite a short book on audio, about 6.5 hours. So I'm already nearly finished that, and I borrowed it on the Libby app for libraries. And I saw that there was another Alice Feeney book, which is His and Hers, was available to borrow. So I borrowed that as well, because I should be finished with Other Minds by the end of tomorrow, I would imagine. And then I can start the Alice Feeney book, which will be the 3rd book I've listened to of Alice Feeney, so I'm really looking forward to that. I think that's everything I want to say about books, and I feel I've just gabbled that at you. I've had quite a good day. I deliberately tried to take it a bit more easy today, firstly because I didn't have much choice. I couldn't really, can't really be tidying or doing much housework at the moment because everything's just covered in wood dust and, is in total disarray, so you just got to surrender to it, really. So I got way ahead on my editing and uploading and so on, and then I thought, do you know what, I was just looking around for things that I had to do, and instead of finding a chore or something to do, I just put on some podcasts and sat and did some cross stitch, and it was amazing. And I really needed it, because I think I've been feeling quite exhausted with everything that's been going on. So now I'm going to continue with the podcast watching, and I've got my Simply Crochet magazine that I still haven't read, and I'm going to go get in the bath and enjoy that for an hour. I'm now on to Emma, lovely Emma at Eldenwood Craft, who you might not be able to see, might be reflecting. So I'm going to take Emma into the bath with me, Simply Crochet into the bath with me, and someone's yelling at me, and I'll see you tomorrow.